Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our daily word. It's Tuesday morning. It's 10 o'clock. It is time for our daily word, as we have known for such a long time now. And thanks for joining me for our time together. Place flame to my Christ candle. It is a reminder of the presence of the Holy Spirit. So I invite you to light your candle. If you have one, invite the presence of the Holy Spirit to be with you. I've chosen for this morning Psalm 118, verses 22 through 24. And I'm going to read from the Contemporary English Bible, this version. I like a couple of the words, and we'll come back and I'll tell you a couple of those words that I really like in this version. You probably are familiar with these words that are shared by the psalmist. The psalmist says this: "The stone rejected by the builders is now the main foundation stone. This happened because of the Lord. It is astounding in our sight. This is the day the Lord acted. We will rejoice and celebrate in it." I like these words that the translator of this particular Bible uses for us. This has happened because of the Lord, and this is the day the Lord acted. Sometimes we say, this is the day the Lord has made. I like this. This is the day the Lord acted. You know, as I read this, I got to thinking about what it means to be rejected. You know, we've all known rejection. Maybe it's from someone we really liked and we wanted to be in a relationship with them, and they rejected us. We get passed over. But sometimes it's hard to realize that you were never in the blueprint. You know, that of all the plans that were made, and I've been there, you know, it was just never, you were never going to be there. You might have been included in the conversation, but you were never in the blueprint. And yet the psalmist reminds us that God doesn't just notice what gets thrown out. God builds with it. A cornerstone. Not in spite of its rejection, but because of it. The stone rejected by the builders is now the main cornerstone, the main foundation stone. You know, I think about Peter a lot in this respect. You know, Jesus had told Peter earlier, "You are the rock, Peter, and upon this rock, you, Peter, I will build my church." That very same Peter, you know, who rejected Jesus. The very same Peter who said, "Nope, I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know him." The very same Peter who went back to fishing. Couldn't have any success until Jesus meets him on the shore that morning, fixes them breakfast, and reinstates him and sends him out. Whatever rejection, whatever failure there was, Peter was the rock, the foundation. You know, this is the day that God acted. Isn't about everything going right. It's about choosing joy and finding a way in the midst of misunderstanding, of labels, of things that miss the point. It's the declaration, I think, of what looks like a setback might be something that's getting built along the way. Turning rejection into foundation, pushed away, you know, into something that can make a difference in the world. And you know, it's really not rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's, I think, the quiet revolution of a God who moves in us and doesn't allow us to be set back, who can make masterpieces like me out of discards. Now, maybe you felt like you don't fit. That you don't, it's like a square peg in a round hole. That you don't fit anymore, maybe. You know, I'm kind of there, a little bit in some places and in some ways. You know, I don't feel like I fit anymore. You know, I don't know. It's a tough place to be, to find those places again, where, in my case, I try to do good things, but I talk too much sometimes, and I want to encourage people, and people just get tired, and we don't go anywhere. I know that God works on rough edges and well-worn stories, and provides cornerstones that we never would have imagined. Yesterday, I got that award from the Ohio High School Athletic Association through Fairlawn. What a great thing. And people say, it's so deserved, recognition long overdue, you deserve it. I have such a hard time with that whole deserving thing. That I've talked about it before. I don't like the word deserved. I don't know that I deserved it. What I've tried to do is be a foundation, to be that consistent voice, that people can count on, and that consistent presence that people can count on me being there. It's not defiance, but I think it's trying to claim my space for God to move and work, and live in my life. Someone texted me yesterday, or last night actually, and said to me, "Congratulations, what a happy morning. You are truly big stuff. You cover an amazing network that speaks for itself." I said, I don't think I'm big stuff. I don't know what to do with that. Except to say, when we're rejected, when we don't feel like we fit, when we're not sure that anyone notices what we do, that it's just the routine over and over again, maybe that's just God building something in us. Here's the thing. This happened because of the Lord, this cornerstone. Today, this is the day that the Lord acted. I love that. And I think if we can look at that deep inside of ourselves and know that it's today that God acts again and again and again in our lives. I don't know. I don't know if I'm the right shape anymore for the institutions I'm a part of. But I know that God continues to move in you and in me. Thanks for joining me today. As always, know of God's love that surrounds you. Know of my love for you. I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Have a great day.